Hello everybody, I'm Dave Chaos and welcome to another review of mine. Today we're going to be checking out Gigabyte's new mouse. This is called the Aivia Uranium. This is a rather unusual product. It is a wireless gaming mouse, but it also comes with this unusual device. This is a little screen that goes on your desk. You can also charge the mouse from it, and it has different information on there, a few different things. Well, we're going to have a look, so let's get it out of the box. Alright, so here it is. As usual, we'll have a look at what's on the box at first. So, as you can see, you've got this illustration on the front. You see the mouse and this unusual device. And around the back, we've got a few different details, just outlining what basically this is. So, you've got your mouse details, but the most important thing, this is called the Ghost Macro Station. And basically, it's like a little screen that you put on your desk, and it has a heads-up display for the profile you're using on the mouse, the DPI setting, and your report rate. So, yeah, bit unusual. You can also change things on the fly by using the controls that are available on the mouse as well. So, the only way I can really explain this to you properly is by showing you. So we're going to have to do that. We'll have a proper look at it and see what this is all about. Alright, so here it is out of the box. We're going to take a look at the mouse first before we go on to the more complicated stuff. So it's a wireless mouse, as you can see. It's got a charging port right here. All your buttons. There are 10 programmable buttons altogether on here. Your left click is the only one that's not programmable, which is a good thing because I have made this mistake in the past where I've been messing around with the software and I've bound the left click to something different, and then I've been unable to do anything without plugging in a different mouse. It's a stupid mistake, I know, but this particular one, you can't change this button. So you've got usual G1, G2, 3 and 4. These particular buttons right here are specifically for controlling the Ghost display. And of course you've got left and right on here, and middle click as well, and you scroll. So pretty standard mouse. The finish on the mouse is, I don't know, it's got like a rubbery sort of plasticky sort of feel along here. It's definitely been rubberized slightly, but it's not as rubberized as I'd like to feel. Around the sides here, it's just straight up plastic. It's just, you know, just like that. A couple of things I want to point out straight off the bat is that the build quality of this thing isn't that great. If you look right in there, you can see that that button right there has a bit of, I don't know, a bit of clipping. It's not been quite shaved away when it's come out of the mold. Like the mouse buttons are really quite flimsy and thin. I would like to have seen a better build quality on this mouse, especially from a product from Gigabyte. But I think Gigabyte have simply partnered up with Aivia, and it's just a branded product by Gigabyte. There it is. There's the Aivia logo, and Gigabyte's just on the box. On the underside, you've got the glide pads, your sensor, place to put your batteries right in there, which actually they do provide you with some rechargeable batteries, which is good. Then you've got your connect button and your on and off switch, because it is, of course, you know, wireless. Yeah, so let's move on to this unusual device. Before we do, let's have a quick look at what's in this box. So you get some little bits and bobs. You get a quick start guide, a cleaning cloth because there is a screen on that thing in the background. You got a card, basically an invite to the Aivia forums. Yep, and some other bits and bobs. Yes, join us now. You also get a pack of spare glide pads to go on the bottom of your mouse, some extra bits there as well, and of course the batteries, which we're going to need. I'll get them out in a moment. So onto the Ghost Macro Station, as it's called. We'll whip this off. There we go. So I'll plug it in momentarily, but we'll have a quick look at this thing. It basically sits on your desk. But get that off as well while we're at it, because underneath here is some controls. So it'll sit on your desk like so. You can move this, angle it. That's basically what it looks like. Ghost on the side, nothing on this side. On the top there's 2 buttons, and this basically controls the brightness of the screen. The cable is great big braided cable. It's this pretty thick cable with 2 USBs on the end. And the reason for this is one is for the Ghost and one is for charging. If you have a look on the front of the Ghost, if you lift this screen up, you'll see that there's a little mini USB that comes out there, and that plugs right in to the front of your mouse, and it basically would sit on your desk like so while it charges. Yeah, not bad. So your mouse is going to be out of operation when the batteries go flat on this. It's not like other brands where you have the option of both charging it while you're using it, and then when it's charged you can unplug it. So let's get it plugged in and have a look at what you can do with this little device. Okay, so here we are all set up. Here's the Ghost device, and as you can see straight away the screen's lit up and we've got profile 1, DPI and report rate of 500. So just turn this a little bit more. I've had to stick it down to the desk with a bit of blue tack to stop it from travelling away. Right, it's there. Okay, so you turn the mouse over, switch it on, and you'll see we've got a blue light. So you click the connect button right here, and once the blue light goes out, that means they've paired up, so then you can start doing things. So as I said earlier, all these buttons are pretty much dedicated to using with this Ghost device. So the way it works is basically you have a button here to change your options, so you tap that button and you'll notice that profile 1 is now highlighted, and with a scroll wheel we can scroll through all these different bits. Also, with that off, this button is to change the DPI on the fly. So you can see if we just knock it up and down like that. So there's 800 DPI, 1600, 3200, 5600 is the maximum. So pretty good. You'll also notice that you've got Y and X axis, which we can change in the other profiles. And you've also got a button just here, which is the Ghost button, which is also for changing your profile. So you'll notice that it's just dropped to profile 2, and we can just change through them and you get all the different colours. So if I go up to profile 1 and go right, there you go. You can see how it changes to all the different options I can do. Different profiles I should say, so we can scroll through all the different profiles. So we'll stick with profile 1, click right again, and this is where we can start changing the macros. So you've got RC for right click, so this is this button, your WC, middle click, G3, G4, G1, G2, all the different buttons that you can change here, you can change. So if we wanted to change the right click, we just click across again, and we have key mapping. We can do some key mapping or macros, or if we can go for some basic controls, so we click right again, and there you go, we've got defaults, disabled, left click, right click, middle click, forward, backwards, a whole load of different defaults right there. And that is basically how you can set up all your different buttons here as well as your macros. So if we went onto the macros, you'll see that it's blank. So the only way you can set up macros on here is actually with the software on the PC. I've decided that we're not going to look at that because it's the software is exactly the same as what this little device can do, and this is the main focus with this mouse, is this device. So the software on the PC is exactly the same sort of stuff, but you have the option for setting up macros. That's the only difference. So let's go back to your profiles, back down to DPI. We can click across on this one, and you've got a whole bunch of different presets. So we can middle click to select that DPI, or again we can just, flick through. If we select that, we can just flick through by going up and down like so. And again, middle click, this one here, and we can scroll through to the polling rate, scroll across, and we can actually select our custom. So we can go up to 1000 Hz, which is good. Remember, on 1000 Hz it's going to drain your battery. So that brings me to the battery life. Battery life is 50 hours continuous gaming. if you're going to game for 50 hours, my goodness. Or standard use with normal gaming, you're going to have about 2 weeks worth of usage with a full charge. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good 2 weeks. So yeah, different profiles all the way down to 125. You got 333 there, which is what I tend to use on wireless mice. 333 is quite a comfortable one. But again, you know, for you programmers, all the way up to 1000 Hz. So that's good. We can go back by clicking left. And there we go. You can set yourself up a different profile for different games. You've got a total of 5 profiles right there. So yeah, handy little device. Basically, it's what software can do, but on the fly. So it's I don't know, it's gimmicky. I mean, companies are trying to find new ways to, you know, new ideas basically for hardware like this. We really are pretty much at the limit of what we can do with mice and keyboards and headsets and stuff like that. So trying to come up with new ideas like this are going to start cropping up quite a lot. It's quite nice. It's a gimmicky little thing, something to show off to your mates, but it's nothing that another mouse with a piece of software can't do. So yeah. We've got the buttons on the top there. Just quickly show that off. As you can see, it just changes the brightness up and down. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there you go. If there is any flickering on here, that's because the refresh rate of this screen is not as fast as what the camera's picking up. So if you see any flickering on here now, unfortunately that's because of that. One other thing I wanted to point out with the profiles is if we do select a different profile, the colour of the logo does change. So if we go to profile 3, you get a green logo. Profile 4, you got a cyan logo. And profile 5 is purple. So yeah, that's kind of nice. You know which profile you're on by that. So there we go. There's not much else I can show you with this. So I think we'll do a wrap up. Okay, so there you go. The Gigabyte Aivia Uranium. Yeah, it's let down by its build quality. I showed you earlier that it's quite plasticky. The finish on these buttons here is not very good. I think what's happened is Aivia have made this product, Gigabyte have seen it and gone, this is something new, it's funky, it's different, let's get our name on it, and that's what's happened. So it's definitely let down by its build quality on the mouse itself, but everything else about it is good. I like it, the little screen thing, it's kind of cool. Like I say, it's new, I haven't seen it before. So for that, it's got bonus brownie points basically. The battery life on the mouse is fantastic. I mean, standard gameplay, probably on a polling rate of 333, which is, you know, fine really. That's what I use. I'm not like a proper hardcore gamer or anything. 2 weeks worth of battery life, pretty damn good. You can't complain at that. Again, I think the fact that you have to plug it directly into the Ghost device and you can't use your mouse once it's plugged in there is another letdown. There should have been a nice long cord for you to use the mouse while your battery's flat. Although I didn't mention is when your battery is going flat, the indicator just here will flash red, and of course on the Ghost it does tell you your percentage of your battery. So you know you should be plugging it in on charge when you're not using your mouse anyway. But there are going to be those moments when it does go flat and you're gaming. So, you know, people forget. It's what people do. So yeah, not having a decent cable to use while it's plugged in is another letdown. So yeah, it's got good points and it's also got bad points. I think if they make another one of these, they need to work on the build quality of the mouse itself and probably giving you a longer cable on that Ghost device. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this new thing. It's funky, it's gimmicky. Not so sure if I had one myself, but yeah, there we go. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.